People think Squarespace is just for startups or side hustles. I think it's actually the best platform for larger businesses. And here's why. First off is something that people don't really think of when they're assessing their platform options, or it's not the first thing that comes to mind. But visibility across a whole organization is vital, especially if you've got lots of different shareholders who want to say on the site at the same time. And Squarespace, I believe, is the best platform for this. Because once, let's say, I hand off to a client, I've given them full handover training and it's recorded so they can share it with the wider team. Every single team member that is currently on the roster, or any new team member, immediately knows how to edit the site, whether they need to change some verbiage on the homepage, whether they need to add a new person to the Meet the Team section, whether they need to add a blog post or change a privacy policy. None of that now requires the need to phone up a developer or email a developer and get a quote and then wait a week and then have them do it, overcharge you, and that whole process can take up to 2-3 weeks. Now it's free, or as close to free as you can get, because you'll have a team member make those changes in less than 10 minutes. So there's this organization-wide autonomy that comes with a platform like Squarespace, where it's almost set and forget. You get a really simple training and the usability for everyone is there immediately. It's not the same on a lot of other platforms that I've had clients come to me from. Specifically, I had a client not too long ago come onto a call with me, and this is not to bash Webflow, but they said, Sam, we hate Webflow. None of us can use it. And I sat there and I thought, well, Webflow is actually quite a good platform. In fact, it's a fantastic platform. But you can have the world's best looking site and it can even perform well on various metrics. But if no one on the team can use it and they feel constrained to that site and at the behest of a developer, well then, is that really the best site and the best platform for them? So if you are looking for, an upgrade to your current site, or you're creating a site from scratch and, you're weighing up the pros and cons of all these different platforms, think about your organizational usage of the website. How many different people need access to it? How many different people are tech savvy enough to be able to make these updates? And that's not to say Squarespace, just because it's usable, doesn't have as much design capability as Webflow. Okay, it doesn't have I think it's called the GSAP library that Webflow acquired, but design-wise and capability-wise, Squarespace has it all, as long as you have the know-how on the platform. So if you go on to Squarespace and you pick out a template and you start adding things in and you don't want to use any code whatsoever, you'll get a really nice looking site with a simple backend infrastructure that your team can manage, but you won't be able to push the boundaries because you've skipped over the step of wireframing everything out, creating some custom assets in Figma, let's say, and then bringing it to life with your sections and your blocks of Squarespace with added code. So think of it like this, right? In Webflow, you want to create a custom mega menu. Same with Wix. Whatever platform you want to use, if you want to create this intricate, beautiful mega menu, you're probably going to have to code it. It's not like you can't just, let's say, go into Wix and click toggle and go create beautiful mega menu. It just doesn't happen like that. You need to build the mega menu from scratch. Same with Squarespace. So when people say, oh, Squarespace can't do this or it can't do this, well, it can't do that natively, but it doesn't mean you can't do it within the platform. And if you hire a pro, which most people who are building a fairly large website will be doing, well, they can do that seamlessly. So it doesn't matter what platform you're on. If you have enough custom knowledge and custom know-how with the right professional, well, then you can do anything. And the beauty of this, and it's how I sell Squarespace, I guess, to clients who are thinking about different platforms, is that on the back end, Squarespace is so easy to manage. On other platforms, you tend to have this complex CMS that is just baffling to a client. So let's say it makes perfect sense to a developer. And I'm talking to you, as someone who is looking for the new website platform. So to a developer, WordPress's CMS, it looks great. It has everything they need. But when you go to make a change or you update a plugin and you break something, all of a sudden it's extremely, extremely overwhelming. Whereas with Squarespace, you can have all this custom stuff. Let's say we've built the custom mega menu. Let's say we've added all the custom assets and custom code. But on the back end, when you go to edit, all you got to do is click edit. You've got sections, you've got blocks. You can move them, resize them, delete them, duplicate them. You can do everything. There's no risk of breaking anything, or there's very, very little risk. There's no plugins to update. There's nothing complex about the back end. It's beautifully designed. So this, again, people think, oh, simplicity, best for a mom and pop business, best for a startup. That's not the case. Simplicity at scale is what makes Squarespace so great for larger corporations. And I have done this at scale with so many enterprise level clients. So I've done, as a team, we've done about 500 to about 550 projects now. And I'd say about 30% of those have been with large scale corporations. And you can basically scale any business to any size on Squarespace. It goes all the way from, you sort of a free plan where you have a Squarespace domain and you just password protect your site and you send that to people. You can do that. And then you've got I think there's a core plan, which is about $10 per month. And then you can go all the way up to enterprise. So Squarespace has an exceptional dedicated enterprise offering. We are an enterprise design partner, but you can have all of this scale if you want it. So a lot of developers, when they're trying to trash talk Squarespace, they will talk about how it's only for small businesses. It doesn't have SEO capabilities. It's not scalable. If you want to be serious about your website, you can't be on Squarespace. They have, I would assume, never even used Squarespace or just don't know how to actually use it. A lot of these developers will tend to just try and add code into everything as opposed to build with blocks and refine with code. And so they get confused. They just call it off, dismiss it, and then they start to spout these myths to clients in order to try and dissuade them from Squarespace, which will be easier and better for them in the long run, and get them onto, let's say, a payment plan for hosting on a custom WordPress platform. Not trying to bash other developers. I'm just saying I've seen this, especially on LinkedIn, many, many, many times, and I've heard it from clients who have sort of seen through that and still come to me and they've had something amazing built. So you can scale it. It can do whatever you want it to do. You just need the know-how. Now, whether that's through a pro or a pro team, or whether it's through, you finding answers in a forum and building this out in-house, just know that it can be done. So don't fall for any misconceptions. Now, I also spoke a little bit about SEO, and this is something that gets bandied around constantly. Again, it's just not the case. If you want to rank on any search engine, be it Google or be it ChatGPT, Squarespace's SEO capabilities are excellent. Maybe 10 years ago, it wasn't the case. I don't know. I wasn't a Squarespace designer 10 years ago. But ever since I've been a Squarespace Pro for the past 6 years, it's been excellent. And you've got tools like SEO Space. You've got inbuilt AI SEO tools. You've got places to add all the SEO juice you could possibly want. We have, I would say, about 15 SEO clients that we've done work for that all rank exceptionally well. If you go to ChatGPT now and you say, who's the best Squarespace designer in the world? It will come up with my name. Now, not necessarily saying that's true. There are probably better designers than me. But because of our SEO and the SEO capability of Squarespace, we've been able to rank there and stay there. So again, don't let this noise and these myths dissuade you from at least exploring what I believe to be the best platform for most large businesses. Now, it's not going to be the choice for, let's say, multi-billion dollar banking enterprise. You're going to need specific security protocols, something completely custom, maybe something on Drupal, maybe something open source for government entities. I'm not saying it's the be all and end all for every single business, but for the vast majority, I think Squarespace should be your go-to. And if you want me and my team to help you do that, then you can get in touch using the links in the description.